very big welcome to day 4 of this 2017 Suzuki Judo World Championships here in Budapest. This beautiful city with its unique architecture plays host to the premier judo event in the world, outside of the Olympic Games that is. Now we've seen some incredible judo over the last 4 days where passion and drama and pure entertainment have been absolutely plentiful. Japan and Mongolia lead the medals, but here now there's plenty of time for other countries to crash that party. 2 more weight categories today, under 63s for ladies, under 81s for men. And joining me again, Sheldon Franco-Rooks, and he's going to take us now through the first contest up for grabs.
And a very good afternoon, Neil, and a very good afternoon to everyone at home. The opening repechage contest in the under 63 kilo category is between Katlin Quadros of Brazil. She's up against Baldorj Munchungimeg of Mongolia. It's Quadros in the white judogi, Baldorj in blue, and the referee in the middle for this one is Wang Guoqiao of China.
Well, here we go again, and this is great atmosphere in here. We've just had amazing drama throughout the day. I just mentioned it in my intro, but well, we have. And I've found that that's been the case all the way through this World Championship so far. We've seen the technical bit, and then we've seen the drama. Obviously, we saw, yesterday the contest that went 12 minutes, and then, of course, the president of Mongolia crying his eyes out. So were we. And here we go again.
Yeah, I'm not ashamed or embarrassed to say that, because over the years you get to know the players, and in particular some of those we've visited Mongolia on so many occasions, and they're so welcoming. So, Dortsurin was kind of known to us. Anyway, we're underway with the first of the repechage contests. Quadros in the white judogi, Baldorj in blue.
Yeah, she's been on quite good form all day, Quadros. And now, obviously, got to win this match to qualify for a bronze medal match. Baldorj, left-handed. It's going to be pretty tight, this, I think, in my opinion. But both of them attacking fighters, and they're both strong fighters as well. And I think that they're both of them going to open up.
Quadros bundled out of the competition the number 2 seed, Catherine Unterwürzacher of Austria. That came as a little bit of a surprise to me anyway. I thought Unterwürzacher was, a sure bet for a medal. Quadros had other ideas.
Yeah, it was, Agbegnanu was the one that took out Quadros, but she's just been blasting her way through. I mean, I said, well, she's going to come out here and blast her way through it, and by the time I'd finished the sentence, they were flat on their backs, so that's going to be amazing if it's Tristaniak and Agbegnanu.
Part 5 or 6
Part
or 7.
Part 5, 6, 7 and 8, isn't it? Yeah, absolutely. Really going for it, Baldorj. Uchimata, left Uchimata in there all the time.
I think that would be the best final. Sorry to the others, but I think it would be the best final because you've got such tension in there from the pair of them, and they're just desperate to either hold on to the title as far as Trstaniak is concerned, or regain it as far as Agbegnanu goes.
Well, and she looks really, really hungry for it as well,
Smashing them.
And just looking at Tristaniak just looked a little bit too careful for me, but you never know, and it depends on which one's going to turn out. But they still got their semi-finals to come, and so let's not jump the gun there. Quadros Baldorj here fighting it out for a chance to fight for 3rd place, and look at that. Almost. Uranagi there. Almost countered it. Mongolians are there, aren't they? All roundabout in almost every category.
Male and female.
Well, it's funny. I just did an interview with CNN, and they were asking me about different countries and the Japanese, why are they so supreme? And I said, well, they have a really large base. I said, but then on the other side of that, so they've got a lot of people doing it that they can draw off. But then on the other side of that, you've got Mongolia 3 million people in the whole country. And they managed to produce because they have this nucleus of strong fighters and a good system. 2 different systems.
The timing has been good for the Japanese as well with these World Championships. Almost past the leg. Yes.
That was a mistake by Quadros, wasn't it? She just went in for the sumigaeshi again, and Tatami doesn't get much more basic than that. And it's the upper part of the body. Don't look at the legs there, which are flipped over 180 degrees there. She's bent double, that girl. And, wow, Quadros has been held down for Ippon. It looked like she'd got out. A lot of people would say, well, that was Togata, that should have been out there. But... And we've just had one of the greatest judoka in the world just walk past us there. Ilias Iliadis there going, power.
To G you up. she couldn't get the right shoulder off the mat. It was the only thing that was left there on the head. And as Neil says, the picture angle may have been a little bit deceptive, but she was still being held. That was Osakomi all the way.
So a mistake from Quadros. She made a mistake. She sacrificed and paid the price, because this lady here secured. Have a look at, in a second, how she did get into that situation. And she was opening up, and she went for it, didn't she? The sumigaeshi she went for, it didn't quite happen, and that left it open for Beldoj. And funnily enough, now we're just talking about Ilias Iliadis. We were in the gym yesterday talking, and he said, too many golden scores, people are not opening up, you know. And of course, this is what happens when somebody does open up. They take a chance, it either works for you or it goes against you.
And on that occasion, just as Quadros tries the little combination here, goes off to the side, just leaves herself open, and Baldorj really just falls on her and takes advantage of that.
Yeah, Tatami. So all you kids out there that are watching this, it works at the highest level as well. Well, we've still got the other bronze medal repechage fight, the final repechage fight happening on mat number 1. Which is why we've still got some shots of the crowd. It gives Sheldon and I just a few minutes just to talk about other things of interest.
I thought I'd bring up the contest between Agata Ozdaba of Poland and Clarisse Agbeglinou of France. That's going to be the semi-final that we're going to show in a couple of minutes from now. Agata Ozdaba was not on my radar as far as the final placings are concerned, and here she is in the semi-final. Clarisse Agbeglinou, obviously.
Yeah, but she had a great run through. 3 Jujigatamis from the flying Jujigatami situation. She latches onto the arm and then just rips it out, you know. So she had a great run through. She really did. So it'll be interesting because you'll have 2 different styles there. You'll know that Agbeglinou can throw, of course.
Ozdaba has been going all day because she had a first round win over Dobre of Romania. That put her into round 2, where she defeated Mia Hermansson, and that was one of those arm pull-offs that Neil was talking about, because I saw Hermansson leaving the tatami, you know, holding on to her right elbow. And then Edwige Gwend of Italy, that was a toughie in round 3, could easily have gone pear-shaped there as well. Same thing?
Exactly the same thing. Went for the flying juji, landed in on the arm, then went into the Jujigatami roll, rolled up, and Ippon from Gwend. And Gwend is a very experienced fighter. She's been out there and roundabout for a long time now.
And then the quarterfinal was the defeat of Caitlin Quadros, who we've just seen lose in that repechage contest. That put Ozdaba in to the semi-final. So a little bit of a surprise for me anyway, that Ozdaba has been able to make it that far, but good news for the Polish fighters. I think they did have sorry, Neil, go on.
Well, I was going to ask you that now. The head-to-heads, Agbeglinou and of course Tryssenyak.
Okay, I shall look
we'll
that
have
up.
a little look at that, make it a little bit more interesting going in, but I think we've got to have a look at the determination of Agbegnanu and have a look at her semi-final.
I've got another interesting one for you, and it's Yang Junxia of China. Four outings today, 4 ribbons, 2 of them are in Nevaza with a turnover into. You'll see the application of this where the neck is completely trapped and they don't move, and they normally tap out from that. She's deceptive. Not a great deal going on in Tachiwaza standing up, but the minute they go to the ground, it's danger.
Well, that's interesting, isn't it? Because somebody asked, didn't they, prior to this World Championships, who we thought were going to come through. There's always surprises, aren't there? But not so much, I think, with World Championships, but certainly with Olympic Games.
4-1 to Tursteniak.
Wow.
Over Agbegnanu. And I think this is, Tursteniak is Agbegnanu's bogey fighter, because it was 2014 was the last time that she defeated her. That was at the final of the European Championship. They've never met in any other round but the final. Met 5 times. It's always in the final.
Well, it should be interesting. Like I say, I think it'll be on. We'll see how the semi-finals go, and I think it'll be on who wants it most.
She lost. Tursteniak lost to Agbegnanu at the European Championships in Montpellier in 2014, and then she had 4 straight wins against her at the Grand Prix in Zagreb. Call that, on the circuit. More importantly, at the World Championships in Astana 2 years ago, and then the biggie, the Olympic Games, the Olympic final last year. And then since then, they fought once. It was in the Grand Slam in Paris. That hurt. That really hurt, because having lost to Tursteniak in Rio, Agbegnanu was at home in the Palais Omnisport de Bercy with 15,000 screaming French fans, and still couldn't bring that to her advantage, and it was after 23 seconds.
Wow, well, we'll see. Today's another day, obviously, and this World Championships, some strange things, not strange, but just some pretty dramatic things happening. So that match just been decided by Ippon. So we're just about to get underway now with the second. Well, in fact, it'll be straight into the semis, won't it? We're into the semis now.
Yep,
that
indeed.
One was Tridos beating Livesey of Great Britain in the other repechage final. And now we're getting ready for the semi-final in the under 63 kilos category.
Yeah, back of house. We can see our commentary position is at a point where we can actually see through a gap in the curtain, and we can see the back of house. So we're sport for choice. If we look to our left, then we can see the same shot that you have, which is the crowd, and we get to see the tatami. But off to our right, there's a little bit of a gap there. We can see them being warmed up and players being slapped on the back in preparation for them walking out into the arena. Well, it won't be, and here it is. Agata Ozdoba of Poland will face Clarisse Agbegnanu of France. It's Ozdoba in the white judogi, Agbegnanu in blue, and here's Neil.
Well, world rank 56, that just about says it all, doesn't it? You look at that and you think, well, really, how is she here in this? But she fully deserves it, I can tell you that. Agbegnanu is ranked 2 in the world, and she's up there roundabout. She's second in the Olympic Games, former world champion, second in the last World Championships, and she wants to regain her world title, and that's the feeling I got from the preliminary rounds, that's for sure. Just to tell you that it's Tina Tishniak and Yang Yunji of China in the other semi-final, but this is the one that we're concentrating on. This lady here, so concentrated, so determined. Every time I've said, well, she's going to come out all guns blazing, it's exactly what she does. This lady will be trying, I think, for the arm lock and looking for situations in Newaza. Let's see, it might be a totally different match. Here we go. Ozdaba of Poland, she's wearing white, and Agbegnanu is in blue.
I wonder how long she's been on the mat for today, if you added up the total amount of time that Agbegnanu has been on the mat.
Well, I tell you, she hadn't broken sweat. There's the Tatami, and as you can see, she had that pretty well taped, expecting it.
4 minutes and 17 seconds in total, 3 fights. One of those went the full distance, that's 4. The others, the other 2 were split with 17 seconds.
It was literally off the first grip.
Yeah.
Literally.
Shemesh lasted, Shemesh lasted 7 seconds in the opening contest, and Baldorj, 10 thereafter. So she's on form.
She
on
is.
Fire.
Just a little bit different with her approach here. Doesn't want to lose it, of course. Saw this a couple of times yesterday, where fighters normally come out all guns blazing. In fact, we saw it in the under 52 kilos category, didn't we? The Olympic champion, who normally comes all guns blazing, actually took steps back. So, hey, look at that. Now she goes. Tanio Tosh there from Agbegnanu.
Yeah, the further that went away, the bigger the chance was that Ozdaba was going to be able to turn off it. Just managed to land on her front.
Yeah, I think that she doesn't need to change what she's been doing all day, Agbegnanu. Just be aggressive, take the fight to the pole.
There's the elbow landing that Neil was talking about. Just going down on that and no score.
So physical. Out there, you can see straight away how physical it is. Oh, she's going to get a score on that. That's a score, surely, or was that a mate? Well, I thought that that was a score, and obviously the mate had been called just before.
Agbegnanu was lucky there. Good turn, good reaction there from Agbegnanu, because there's a nice strong Kojigaki from Ozdaba. Blocked and then almost countered. Strong player, Agbegnanu.
Really strong, and from a physical point of view, but also see the determination when she walked out. Now, this is where she likes to be. Arm over the back. This is where she attacks. 2 hands on. Drifting towards the edge there, and I've got a funny feeling it'll be Ozdaba that'll be drifting there. Doesn't really want to engage. Well, Ozdaba has to do something now. She's got to start taking the initiative just a little bit. Agbegnanu just needs to put in a couple of attacks. It's going to be a Shido. I think it'll just go Ozdaba's way. So 1 Shido on the board.
The arms outstretched by Frank Wolf, just indicating that Ozdaba not wanting to get engaged and that she was overly defensive.
Oh, that Osoto there. Did you see it? She almost lost her balance. Something that they've obviously looked at, the poles. They know that she's going to stretch across there for that Osotogari. Tries the Kouchi again. Coming up to the last 30 seconds. Now, can she tie it up here? Can she tie the arm up? Still, will go into golden score. If the time goes, there's no major score on that board. So they need a major throw, hold down over 10 seconds for it to count. So tight. This is tighter than we thought it was going to be. So now into golden score. Gasp for air there, you saw that.
Ozdaba fighting out of her skin. To be honest, this is in excess of any other achievement she's had. Really good effort from Agata Ozdaba.
Well, like you said, it really is. I think she's going to get a second penalty there. Which way is he going to give it? He didn't give it. Well, if you're at the edge of the area like that, either somebody's pushed or somebody steps out. Osodagari definitely done their homework on that. Every time she goes across there, Ozdaba ready for the counter. Second penalty.
Agbegnanu gets the second one. One each now. Agbegnanu just guilty of not engaging, just pushing Ozdaba away. And Ozdaba was the one who was under the pressure to grip up. She needed to engage, as Neil was saying. She needs to do something here. Agbegnanu just realising that and deciding, no, I don't want you to get a grip on me.
It is the difference between positive and negative. It really is. And of course, the referee's job is to distinguish what is positive and negative. Good grippers, they can make it look either way. So any score now, 1 minute 14 into golden score. That time is counting upwards now. As long as they attack within the given time, then it will be allowed to carry on. One Shido now will make the difference here. So either one of them, if they receive a Shido, they will lose this match. Well, they're having a little look at this, just deciding, I think they should let them carry on, personally. I don't think it's clear here. Just let them carry on. It's the semi-final of the World Championships.
And there's still fight in both of them. It's not as though that it's been an unattractive contest. It's a good contest between the pair of them. And as you say, let them continue.
So they do just that. Now they come out. And now Agbegnanu saying that. Ozdaba looking for that Juji Tatami again. Oh, it's all over.
Yeah. The pressure from Agbegnanu coming forward forced Ozdaba to take that action. That was a false attack. She wasn't attacking because she wanted to attack. She was attacking because she wanted to get out of that pressure. And that's the fine line. Unfortunately, she crossed it. Ozdaba crossed that line and picked up a second penalty.
Yeah, she doesn't look that happy about it, does she? Because I don't think she wanted to win like that. But this lady here, you've got to say, all credit to her, came in here as an outsider. She's had an amazing day. She really has. All the way through, she's been doing attacking judo, and she caused Agbegnanu all sorts of problems here. In the end, it could only be decided by a single Shido penalty. That was the closest, wasn't it, to a score? And notice the elbow there. She lands on her elbow. Sheldon pointed that out earlier. That doesn't count as a score. Agbegnanu was taken to task there, and she's not that happy about it. But she is in the final of the World Championships, another one.
Yeah, she's been tested quite often because she's such a top quality player. Ozdaba, I don't think, had the right tools today to really threaten her. At the same time, I think the Polish fighter was probably using some of that energy to defend against the power game that Agbegninu has. You can't do both at the same time. If you are going to put out, then you open up your defense. And if you're going to defend, then it becomes very difficult to go on the attack. So she was, I think, in two minds there. What should I do? What should I do? And perhaps that's why we didn't see the best of what Ozdaba had to offer. And that's probably what made it difficult for Agbegninu to come up with her trademark big efforts.
Well, they're both being made to fight for it. Trissignac on the other mat at the moment, having a real hard job against Yang Zhengji of China. And like you said, it's an interesting contrast with their particular match. And they're the great Nobuyaku Sato of Japan, great coach, Mr. Yamashita's coach, in fact. And a two-time world champion, 1969 and 1973. He was a two-time world champion, never went to the Olympic Games. How often does that happen with the Japanese? Often they had world champions, they didn't go to the Olympic Games because they didn't qualify within their own country. Such is their depth.
Yeah, so it will be interesting to see who Agbegninu ends up with in the final. There's the two possibilities. There are only two. Yang Junxia of China and Tina Tursteniak. Well, we know we've already spoken about the matchup between Tursteniak and Agbegninu. It's been going on for 4 years, and for the time being, Tursteniak is in the driving seat.
Well, the crowd enjoying it, aren't they? Right the way up to the rafters, this crowd, and it'll be interesting to see if they can possibly fit many more at the
team event
weekend. Yeah, the team event, of course, about to happen. 6 man and women team. I was going to say 6-man teams. It's not 6 men. It's 3 men and 3 women, and 3 weight categories in each. And I'm looking forward to see how it unfolds if they have a 3-to-3 ratio, 3 contests each, and then it has to get drawn out of the hat if it's all equal. That should be a good one.
Yeah, the thing to be looking at there, the first thing that you'll look at is the number of wins. And as Neil has just said, if it comes to 3-3, that will make it interesting. But before we get to the drawing of a name to see who will go, it will go then on points. So the points scored in a contest will then become important to decide the match. So Ippon will be given 10 points, Wazaru will be given 1 point, Shido is no point. So if you win a contest on the back of your opponent having collected 3 Shidos and a Hansoku-Maka, you win that contest. That goes into the win column, but you don't get any points with it. So it's only positive scores that will give you points.
Interesting, fantastic stuff.
And a nice one. You've got your contest win, but you're not getting points to go forward. You must have positive scores in order to take them into that tie-break situation. I like that idea.
I do too. It's interesting.
You've got your win, but you're not taking points with you because you didn't score any.
No, interesting, and it is going to be a great spectacle. So Tina Trissignac has gone through.
The 2 Chinese women at the bottom of your screen there, just in the second row. On the left-hand side, Jiang Xuli, the Olympic champion from Beijing at under 78 kilos. And next to her, the double Olympic champion, Xiang Dongmei from Athens in under 52 kilos and Beijing. After she had a baby, she came back.
Wow.
Right, coming up next, the first of the repechage contests in the under 81 kilo category, Frank de Wit of the Netherlands faces Otkan Batar of Mongolia. It'll be de Wit in the white judogi, Otkan Batar in blue. The referee in the middle for this one is Vladimir Nutsabidze of Georgia. Here's Neil.
Well, the junior world champion, Frank de Wit, has to win a fight to be able to fight for third place here. And Frank de Wit lost to Krasinai. In fact, de Wit lost, just looking down now, in the quarter-final stages. This man here wanted obviously to carry on the winning part, because he was expected, I think, to be fighting for a major medal, and here he is now, still in there, still in the fray. De Wit lost to Malai, who's in the semi-final of Iran. Big thrower, massive thrower, but Frank de Wit still in there. He's in white, Otkan Batar in blue. Well, Frank de Wit has some unusual techniques here. So Otkan Batar, who's a big thrower, he'll be letting loose, but he'll have to make sure that he goes in nice and tightly. Because otherwise Frank de Wit will counter him. Big counter merchant. Having a great tournament, the Mongolian, so far. He's going to get penalised for that. His arm was right in the hip there of Frank de Wit, and so Otkan Batar gets penalised straight away for it. He was actually below the belt line when he did that. Now he's trying to counter de Wit. Oh, that's on. Oh, it's on. He's got it. Otkan Batar had the shimiwaza. Frank de Wit just made a mistake there. He was underneath the neck. Just changes the balance. Changes the direction. And Otkan Batar is going to be fighting for another medal for Mongolia.
Well, you said at the beginning, they're there or thereabouts. Well, here they are again.
Oh, what an amazing tournament they're having. Really.
Male and female. Got stretched out, didn't he, Frank de Wit?
Well, I was asking them how many medal chances they thought they might have just a few weeks ago, and they said 2 medal chances. They thought that they would get 2 medals. And I said, well, I'm sure it's a lot more than that, because so many of them, world ranking-wise, are up there roundabout and knocking on the door all the time. Very disappointed, Frank de Wit there. Really did make a mistake.
It can happen. The place that you don't want it to happen is at the World Championships.
No, you certainly don't. Well, he's worked hard all day, Frank de Wit. He'll be really disappointed with this. Makakomi failed. Now look at this. Tries to stand up, and this is where he's on it. He's right the way around the neck there. Brilliantly put on, and he would have had to have stood up and cleared him of the floor completely for that not to count.
Terrific application here.
Have a look at where the hand is, because this is almost Sangaku with the arms, because Frank de Wit's arm is now trying to stop him applying this, but he's underneath the armpit. And now, to get the leverage there, he pushes the arm up against the neck. So it's Sangaku, but using the lapel and using the arm. Great stuff.
From this point on, as a fighter, you know what's coming. You're trying to find a way out of it. You're trying to find a turn or something that will break that pressure. It's not coming.
I think the only thing I'd say there is that leg there just looked a little bit too straight, and they've been pretty strict with this, not applying pressure against the knee. But anyway, brilliantly executed, and another chance for a medal for Mongolia.
He's completely stretched out there, isn't he? And as Neil was just indicating about that leg, they don't want any pressure on the leg that then forms part of the submission. It shouldn't be anything to do with that leg. It should just be the shimiwaza. And that was right out there. He was really stretched. That would have been serious discomfort.
Serious discomfort, but you know, that's what happens when you apply pressure or you control that leg by gripping the ankle, because then it enables, of course, the knee to straighten. But anyway, apart from that, it was a brilliantly executed strangle.
Some of the German team, and one of the fighters that yet to compete. We'll see her tomorrow, Sandra Diedrich. She's been off with an injury for a while, but tomorrow will be her day. I'm looking forward to that, and we're looking forward to your company tomorrow. Hope you'll be able to join us, because we're having quite a tournament of it. There's something every day to look forward to. We've had some terrific judo.
You can hear the atmosphere in here, can't you, Sheldon? Sokonyai is on, of Hungary. Of course, it's going to be a good atmosphere. Everybody's going to be there. But, you know, it's just such a fantastic atmosphere. They want their man to win. Of course they do. It'd be great if they had somebody fighting for a medal here.
Funny, as Neil and I look around the crowd, you know, we can pick out a few faces and who's who and that sort of thing, but it's not always apparent to some of the fans in the stands or in the crowd with regard to who they're sitting next to. You know, you could be sitting next to former fighter, the current refereeing commissioner I've spotted up there. There's a few up there. Frank Ochko, who's an Olympic refereed Olympic finals. He's sitting up in the stands. And plenty of players up there, plenty of fighters.
You know, I was just looking, Sheldon, at the draw. Bobanov is against Sokonyai, and Bobanov must have looked at his draw and almost died, because he had a fairly easy first round match. His second round match was against Rodriguez of Puerto Rico. His third round match was against Penalba, who he threw for Ippon. His fourth round match was against Nagase, the current world champion, or the then current world champion. And then his quarterfinal match was against Kalamazov, who is the Olympic champion. It's not the easiest of draws, is it?
No, when I was looking at that one, and I was thinking that was the most difficult pool to be in. Victor Penalba of Brazil, Nagase Takanori of Japan, Aziz Kalkamanuli of Kazakhstan, Hassan Kalmuzayev, the Olympic champion from Russia. There were quite a few in there that would have troubled him, and yet there he is. He's in with a shout.
Well, he is, but I mean, he beat quite a few of them by Ippon. It was only Kalmuzayev that he didn't. But can you imagine not getting anything after that?
Kalmuzayev put him down into the repechage contest, where he's now got to go up against Choknai Laszlo of Hungary. So not only is he up against Choki, but he's got the crowd against him.
Well, that's what I'm saying. It's happening now as we speak.
They went into golden score for this one. No score from either of the fighters. They both picked up penalties, and at some stage something's going to give. We just don't know what stage that's going to be. So stay with us and we'll bring you more action from the final block on day 4 of the Suzuki World Championships here in Budapest. And there, with the baby in her arms, is the Olympic champion from Beijing in 2008 in the under 48 kilo category, Alina Dumitru from Romania. She's brought along her little boy.
How happy does she look?
Hey, don't do that. Gave Mum a bit of a whack. Yeah. She looks perfectly happy. Put that little bit of weight back on, and is happy going around the stadium. Right? It would appear as though Chucky has done it, because Top Christian is up on his feet. So Yenix Miklos clapping away, and the fans, they know now that Choknai Laszlo is going to fight for the bronze medal. Well, thanks for your patience. Glad that you waited with us for the upcoming contest, which is the semi-final in the under 81 kilo category. Saeed Molaye of Iran faces Matteo Marconcini of Italy. And once the crowd has died down, it'll be Molaye in the white judogi, Marconcini in blue. We just go through how those two got this far. Saeed Molaye of Iran, well, he started his day with a bye, then defeated Vladimir Zoloyev of Kyrgyzstan, Alexios Thanasidis of Greece, and then Mohamed Abdellal of Egypt. The quarterfinal was Frank De Witt, and we've seen De Witt. It was Saeed Molaye who was responsible for putting De Witt down into that repechage contest. So that's how Saeed Molaye got to that point. Let's take a look to see how Marconcini made his way. Well, the top seed in that draw, in that part of the draw, was Ungvari Miklos. Marconcini had a bye in the first round, then defeated Serdan Mavljevic of Montenegro, Joachim Bottio of Belgium, and then Ungvari Attila in the fourth round before defeating Ugurbanbata of Mongolia. We've just seen him win his repechage contest. That's how Marconcini got to this point. And here are the two fighters, Molaye of Iran in the white judogi, Marconcini in blue. Here's Neil.
Marconcini absolutely took out Ugurbanbata, and it was a bit of a surprise. One Tayatoshi for a Wazari, and then Sianagi for Ippon, but he's got some good technique, Marconcini. He really has. But two big throwers here, because Molaye as well, he can throw big. He really can. So let's see the way it's going to go. And Molaye will be wearing white, and Marconcini of Italy is going to be wearing blue.
If this gets physical, my money's going to go on Molaye, because he's just stacked. I mean, he's a powerfully built fighter. He's got good condition. It just looks very, very strong.
Well, I tell you what's odd. This obviously Marconcini is one of these kind of fighters. He'll come out. He's one of these. You look at him and you think he's tired now. He looks like he's just about to give it up, and then he'll explode in for a technique.
Okay, interesting point then.
This is an interesting time when you've just walked out there. You think, well, I'm still in this. Still got a chance of becoming world champion here. Molaye in white, then Marconcini in blue. Oh, look at that. Slightly unusual way in there. And the Sodi as well. Really opened up there. See him just duck his head. He ducked his head in, trying to get the leverage over. Almost like a Kataguruma from a standing position off the sleeves. And then follows it up with a Sodi. So Marcancini did well to avoid that.
Very inventive, isn't he, Mulai?
Yeah, it's just unorthodox. It's unusual.
Just seems to have slowed Marcancini down, who comes back immediately with the Ouchi.
Yeah, what an Ouchi that was. He just ducked down underneath it, didn't he? Just a snaky little Ouchi there. Just reached the leg away. Can he get that leg out now? If he can do that, could you imagine? Possibility that Marcancini could be in the final of the World Championships. The hardest weight category, one of the hardest, toughest, most contested weight categories. Look at the Ouchi. Look how he drops down there, just switches it over and pulls the arm in.
Yeah, Mulai is not able to get off that because the control on the upper body is pushing him onto his back. He can't get off the leg, that's too late. That's already trapped. And normally you try and turn onto your front, but there's no way out of that one.
Well, it's no good just looking at the clock now, hoping that the time will go. You've just got to carry on pushing forwards. It's the wrong tactics because, especially with the rules as they are now, you cannot afford to do that.
Plenty of time on the clock. We've still got a little over half the contest to come. Mulai, if he doesn't panic here, can get back into this.
Yeah, that Seoinage there will have to rotate. He's been doing some really strong Seoinages all day. Must make sure that he rotates. I think you're right, though, in as that Mulai is just so physically strong and stacked. He's just killing that dead, isn't he?
It's like hitting a brick wall, isn't it? Got him with the Ojigari. That was
Sodi
nice.
again.
And it goes.
Wow. Well, he almost turns. A 360-degree turn, doesn't he? Then wraps himself around their back. And, of course, they used to do that, didn't they? Latching onto the leg. Slight adjustment now. And what they do is, what they have to do with the other hand is they have to make sure they come above the belt line. Can't touch the leg.
Yeah, there was a similar a technique where they almost got them up onto the back and threw themselves, but we've banned that one.
Yes, not allowed. A little bit dangerous.
Yeah, ending up on your own head, so not a good idea.
Tominagi again, Marcancini.
Time's ticking away so quickly here.
Well, that was always going to happen, wasn't it? The leg forward there. They're both looking for the same Kouchi. Looking for the turnover. Mulai can't stand there. Just can't stay there. It's not a defensive place.
And if Malahi's in trouble here, Gal Musaev is in trouble on the adjoining mat. Trails by Wazari. We'll keep you updated, but here it's Mulai and Marcancini.
Well, he's looking for the Sodi Kamigoshi, isn't it? All the time on the right-hand side, Malahi. Big surprise on the other mat. Kalabalev, the Olympic champion, has lost. Weserzak of Germany through to the final. So a new world champion we're going to have here. There's the Sodi again. Don't write that one off because... And remember what I said about Mark and Sony just looking as if he's down and out. 3 seconds, though, left on this clock. It is now. It's over. He has a little look at the clock.
And Malay, oddly enough, was the one who didn't engage for the last 3 seconds. Marconcini was, do you want some?
Yeah, well, let's get this going.
Yeah, it's still 3 seconds. Oh, well.
So finalist, finalist of the World Championships then. What a final. It wasn't, you couldn't have written that one down, could you? Marconcini of Italy against Wierzenzak of Germany.
Nope, that was not in my cards when I laid them out to tell the future. Terrific sportsmanship from both of them at the end there. Congratulations from one to the other. I suppose commiserations on one part. We'll see Malay again in the bronze medal contest, and we'll see Marconcini in the final. Bit of a character there coming off. Not quite as funny as Basile, but yeah, go on, boys.
So, special celebrations, eh? I think there's a bit of a testosterone moment, I think. Uchigari did it. Dropped just below the belt line, didn't he? Just right the way under, and the Tomonagi didn't really threaten. Molay just killing that dead, but he did enough with that Ouchi. Tied the arm off, changed the direction, gets the drive off the back leg. Lands on his side, and look at how he had the sleeve there. He pulls the sleeve in. Yeah, world ranked. We're just looking at the world rankings there. World ranked 61, which is incredible, really.
So if you had a question about, is there a chance for someone to come from outside, then my answer is normally no. You know, it's a rare thing. But then I think Alexander Visacek, he can't be that much higher up, can he?
No, exactly. So
and then I go back to think about Florian Vanner. He came from outside, didn't he?
To win the world title.
Another German. But it is really, really rare. Anyway, we come to the bronze medal contest in the under 63 kilo category. Martina Trajdos of Germany faces Agata Ozdoba of Poland. It's Trajdos in the white judogi, Ozdoba in blue. This has not been like the other days. You've got the world rank number 4 here against the world rank number 56. And yesterday, Neil and I spent all, the final block talking about 2 versus 3, 5 versus 6.
Hasn't worked out at all, has it? It has not worked out at all.
Today is another day. And in the final block, no Japanese.
Well, again, it's funny how days can change, can't they? It can change the whole championships and the whole way of things. Obviously they still lead, 5 gold medals, a couple of silvers and a bronze there. I think most of us would be pretty happy with that medal tally, but still not over yet. Still might have a little finish there.
And the only reason I bring it up is because this reporter grabbed me and says, "Oh, is it bad for judo that the Japanese have won all these medals?" I said, "Well, today's another day. Have a look and see what happens."
Exactly. And here it is. Trajdos then in white. Ozdoba in blue.
Shown us nice leg work, nice footwork, nice ashiwaza all day, Martina Trajdos, standing up and on the ground. If you're not going to get caught with some ashiwaza standing up, then she's going to catch you with the legs sangaku on the ground.
Well, I think we've also, it's extreme opposite here. They're extreme. You can see them as well. They're struggling to catch the sleeve when they're trying to grip up. So one of them probably that both of them will have to take a chance. It means they'll have to do a variation of the double lapel grip and then directly in for the attack. And I think that's what Quadros, because she likes to come across, so I think that's what she'll be looking for. Got the lapel now. Up to Ozdabar. She's got to start as well. It's all about the ones that go forward. Different if you're on the retreat. Tridos, the one going forwards. Look at where Ozdabar's hand, well, it just on the hip then, you can't do that. All Tridos at the moment. This then for third place. Big left arm of Tridos coming over the top. Now she's got the grip. Now she can go onto the sleeve. Attacks the front leg. Oh, Uchigari! It's penalty coming up, I think, now for Ozdabar. Gets away with it, doesn't get it. Big arm over the back again from Tridos. Ashiwaza again. It's got to be a penalty now for Ozdabar because she's done absolutely nothing.
Yeah, there are a couple of things that Ozdabar must be sensing here that making it very difficult for her. She knows there's a threat from the big Haraigoshi, Uchimata, Makikomi, all on one side from Tridos. She's never made any secret about the side that she's going to attack from. She wants to try and keep that away from her, but at the same time, it then closes down her own attacking options.
Just been beaten to the attack every time. Still hasn't got anything though. It's amazing. Tridos, it's not like she's just dominating with the grips. She's dominating with the grips. She's attacking. Well, the referee letting it go on.
Single score would settle this, to be honest. Looks really confident, doesn't she? Tridos, nice and upright, moving well.
She knows what she wants, doesn't she, exactly? And you can tell here, it's Ozdabar going towards the edge of the area.
All the time.
She wants the mate. All the time she wants the mate. She feels the danger from Tridos. The referee, I'm sure he's going to give her a penalty sooner or later. He's still not doing it. I'm not one for penalties, but I feel that if you're just being outgunned by somebody, and you can see it's happening again. Here we go. Tridos. It's all Tridos. It's got to be a passivity warning for Ozdabar, surely.
And they won't give it now because it's come at the end of normal time.
Well, this is what we were talking about, where it's got to be just Hajime straight away, and the last three attacks from Tridos should count towards this now. It's only an extension, the golden score.
Yeah, you haven't wiped the slate clean.
No, absolutely. It's exactly the same as well as counting Newaza attacks, and they don't at the moment, which I can't understand that.
That's a real bone of contention with a few people. Traidos continues to search for an opening.
She is, isn't she? She's just searching for it all the time. I think just the fact that she's so one-dimensional with the way that she goes, she needs something certainly on that other flank. Well, this is incredible, really. 1 minute in.
Traidos, same as before, going forward. Ozdaba, same as before, not really going anywhere.
No, she hasn't been able to attack properly. Now she has.
Yeah. And taken back. For me, it's on the other side. He can't see that she's taken on her back. But would it be from already being down? That's the question. Were they already down when she pulled her onto her back?
Well, that's going to go obviously to the video referee, I would have thought, and it has, just to see where that lands. You're right, he didn't see it properly. Oh, it's given a Wazari as well. Ozdaba's stolen it. That's incredible, isn't it? What a day she's had, and well, there's nothing you can say really. I mean, it's not like she doesn't deserve it. Traidos says, "What else have I got to do?
What have I got to do? You know, how much more have I got to do?"
That really was a stolen match. She was losing on attacks, and well, just manages it just there. Sure, we're going to see it back in slow motion.
Yes.
Great Marianne Telle now working with the team, and there he is. 1972 Olympic bronze medalist, or 76, 1976. Well, she'll be absolutely so angry with herself because she'll be wondering what on earth she has to do. She was all out attack. It was all her all the time. This Koshi Guruma here, and yet another contest won by somebody landing almost on their front, and it's side to front that touches the mat. So you see the upper part of the body, it does touch, and with it as it is now, that is a score. And as it might be after the World Championships, I think they might change it, but time will tell. But anyway, great win for her and a great bronze medal. She must be so proud of that.
Well, there's another bronze medal at stake now, and this time it features Baldorj Munchunkimeg of Mongolia. She's up against Yang Junxia of China. It's Baldorj in the white judogi, Yang in blue, the Mongolians, with chance for more medals.
Yeah, you're right. The world rankings just haven't worked out at all, have they? They really haven't. Kind of a lottery.
Frank Wolf is the referee in the middle for this one.
Baldorj, can you imagine if they pick up another couple of medals here today in the under 63s and under 81 kilos category? This lady here will have something to say about Baldorj, I'm sure. You said on good form.
Yeah, Baldorj okay. But if we're talking about
Yang, we're talking about Yang.
Yeah, then yes, absolutely. To the point where she's the one to watch here. Yang, she could pull off something special. Albeit, she needs to take Baldorj to the ground, I think.
Well, let's have a look at the difference in tactics then. See if there are tactics involved. Drops the Nagi straight away from Yang. Has the sleeve there, you can clearly see it. Oh, look at that. Good score, Uchimata there. Baldorj scores a Wazari.
Oh, no, giving her the full.
Not so sure it is it?
That's what's on the board. That's what's gone on the board.
Well, I think they might just have a little look at that. No, they've given it. Uchimata then.
And there's another reason for that. I thought one thing, and yesterday and the day before, I immediately quickly remember, where's the referee? And then I've got no doubt. Frank Wolf is on that side. Our shot at the moment, we've got 6 or 7 shots and we'll show you those. Our shot, the first one that we get to see, doesn't show us the back. But Frank Wolf immediately signals zip on because he's on the other side. So I haven't seen it yet, but I'm going to go with him because I got every single one of them wrong yesterday and the day before. Every single one of them I got wrong.
Wow, 3rd medal for Mongolia. That's 2 bronzes and a gold they have so far. Another chance later on. Well, you know, she, like you said, had great form, but this is it. Let's have a look at the Uchimata, and yeah, she lands cleanly on the back. Great decision from the referee, who was right there, like you said, and the points of the shoulders hit the ground. That's what we're after every time. Uchimata was the score, even though she almost put her arm down, didn't she? She almost put it down there, but the elevation was such that she gets good lift. She has control with the upper part of the body and sleeve lapel. Places her flat on her back.
And I'm still not afraid to say that my first feeling, my first reaction was Wazari on that. Until I had a look to see where Frank Wolf was. He's right there, his feet are almost in, well, he's in the shot. He could, he's best placed for this.
Now we can see it absolutely in slow motion. Look at the landing, because that's what we're talking about here, looking at the landing. Where does she land? Points of her shoulders hit the ground. That is a clear. She has elevation as well. That smile there could win an Ippon, couldn't it? Absolutely says it all. Wow.
We come now to the final of the under 63 kilo category. Tina Trsteniak of Slovenia is up against Clarisse Agbegninu of France. It'll be Trsteniak in the white judogi, Agbegninu in blue.
Did you see how concentrated Agbegninu is? I've got a little bit of a job to do.
Some payback.
Yes, don't interrupt me.
Wow.
4-1 at the moment to Trsteniak, but we'll see. Agbegninu on good form.
Veli-Matti Karinkanto of Finland is the referee in the middle for this one.
Well, full concentration from them as well. This should be a real belter of a final. It should be really extraordinary.
You've got a fighter who can really dish it out. She's got the power game. You've got the other fighter who can soak it up and still be there at the end. It's like that boxing match where, you know, one's a puncher, the other one is
a boxer.
Yeah.
Okay, let's see how it unfolds. Trissignac in white. Agbegnanu of France is in blue. Cool, calm and collected, Trissignac. Focused, Agbegnanu.
I think I'm going to stand for this one.
So what's going to happen? Right against left. Look at that. Osoda straight away then from Trissignac.
She gives that little Seoinage top show first, doesn't she?
Yeah, it gets them thinking that they're going to go one, that she's going to go one way, and then she switches it up. Olympic champion against the former world champion. Drops Seoinage, easily killed there by Agbegnanu.
Trissignac applied an Osai Waza in the Olympic final to defeat Agbegnanu, turned her over in surprise, and then applied that Osai Komi.
Yeah, I think she's going to be a little bit tighter down there this time, Agbegnanu. Get the feeling, backing her up all the time. She's got to attack as well, though. Oh, Sodagari! Osoto to Osoto. Almost went onto the leg there, Trissignac. Got to be careful of that. That was a low one. And actually gets a penalty for it. Used to be Honsokamaki. They said that's too harsh. We're going to change it back to just a Shido.
Won't be able to use that as a defence now.
Absolutely can't. And look at that. That half a technique, half a Seoinage that should be absolutely another one.
Yes.
Quite rightly so too. They've got to be strict with the rules. They have to be. One more and Trissignac will lose this. Look how focused she is. Agbegnanu really focused. Can she overturn that Olympic defeat? Big arm over the top. Well, again, no-handed technique. She won't get another one yet, but certainly she can't afford many of those, Sheldon.
No, she's got to be very careful from here on in because she's looking rattled, she's looking defensive, and the attacks have not been convincing.
No, not at all. And, you know, I said before we started that all of her attacks just look a little bit tentative all the way through the day, didn't they? And there's a few of the great champions, and that is actually scared to lose rather than winning the actual match. But she is a great champion. It's not finished yet, not by any means. Those two penalties she can overcome. One score on the board. Oh, she did it again. No rotation. Oh, he let it go.
No, I think they're going to call it now. It was the pressure. It's the pressure. When they launch an attack under pressure, that's when it's suspect. She didn't want to attack there. She had to get out of a situation. That's a false attack.
He's going to give it. That's it.
Oh,
it's all over.
On the leg again.
Agbegnanu wins the world title. Trissignac, 3 errors, you could say, and 3 errors that cost her, false attacks. 3 false attacks, and that means that then, go on, you say it.
Forced. She
absolutely.
Sorry.
Absolutely. No, you're absolutely right. But they were forced because Agbegnanu there put her under pressure. Tears say it all.
Couldn't find a way to deal with the power game of Agbegnanu. It was attacks when she didn't want to attack. It was blocking with the hand when she shouldn't be anywhere near the leg. The pressure was just too much.
She looked focused. When she came in, it looked like game on. And that's exactly what it was. It was game on, and Tryssenyak didn't look to me as if she was on the game. Not the same way. Certainly didn't have the intensity. And Tryssenyak's attacks reflected that. Because Agbegnanu put her under pressure, she enforced the problems, and 3 penalties finished the match. Arm over the top. She made a drop. She made her techniques look poor. As always, though, you've got to say Tryssenyak took it well. She just took it. Great champion that she is. And we've seen her bounce back before as well.
Yeah, there was no complaints from her or the coach about any of the penalties. And I think the reason for that is that they were so clear.
No, they were clear. So France get a gold medal. Slovenia second. And like you say, we haven't got one Japanese hit anywhere near it today.
Agbegnanu was hunting. That's what it was like. She was on the hunt, and wherever you looked to hide, Agbegnanu was there, chasing, closing things down, forcing. She forced those errors. A false attack and 2 leg grabs, trying to keep Agbegnanu off her. Right, coming up next, the first of the bronze medal contest in the under 81 kilo category. Choknai Laszlo of Hungary faces Sahid Molahi of Iran. It'll be Choknai in the white judogi, Molahi in blue.
Well, we're not going to be able to hear ourselves speak here, are we? It's just going to be absolutely ridiculous. But nice to see that they have a fighter fighting for a medal. Listen to the crowd as he walks out. That long walk all the way along there.
And it is a long walk out.
Well, it is. And I was just talking to somebody, actually, I said that's sometimes the longest walk ever because your knees are knocking. You think, am I going to make it in the middle there? And then, of course, you've got to deaf the crowd out as well. You've got to get rid of them. Sokonyai, Hungary, then, in white. Molahi of Iran, he's in blue. I think every time he twitches here, he's going to get rapturous applause. But I think he's got to be careful. Molahi here, so physically strong, looks incredibly strong.
Choknai is more of a similar build to Molahi than other opponents. So I don't know how that's going to play for Molahi. Maybe he likes to come up against fighters who are more leggy or different limbs, and you get accustomed to that. Choknai is even shorter, so he's got that stocky build as well. He's got a power game.
He doesn't like that arm over the top. Now something can happen. Now they're going to go for it. Big pickup. Somebody's going. Oh, it's Sokonyai goes. Molahi, absolutely, he went for it, didn't he? And then Sokonyai took the bait. That's how it seemed to me. He took the bait and he thought, I'm going to have a little pop here. You're going to go over. He went underneath and it absolutely backfired because Molahi buried him.
I'm not going to say anything because that's exactly the way it was. he offered him the opportunity to grip up and get close. Chucky didn't want to get there because he knows this is a strong guy, and he said, okay.
Well, he did, didn't he? It was like, just have a little dib at this. He said, because you might have a chance. And he knew he didn't have a chance, because as soon as he hooked up there, he was gone. He went for it, and he came off the worst there.
He should have added, not much of a chance.
Tewaza again, isn't it? I mean, what would you say about that technique? It was an uranagi of a sort. And, it was almost looked like come dancing. Brilliant stuff, though. And credit to Malai, because he really did. He did. He fed him. You've got a chance here. Sokonyai went for it. He did. And we ended up there with a massive ippon. Places him on his back. And, Iran have got a medal.
There are a couple of countries that you don't want to get involved in that kind of exchange. I'd put top of the list Mongolia. Georgia would probably be fairly close up there, and then comes Iran.
Do you know what? I would have been, you'd have caught me, you'd have had to come and get me out of the changing room, because there is no way I would have hooked up there.
Bad move, Chucky. But the crowd love you, pal. Don't worry. You're still a hero. A 5th place finish at the World Championships in Budapest.
And the other thing is, he went for it.
Yeah, brave. And a big hand for Choknai Laszlo. He leaves the arena. Right, next up, Otkan Batar of Mongolia faces Hassan Kalmuzayev of Russia. It's Otkan Batar in the white judogi, Kalmuzayev in blue.
So the Olympic champion hasn't actually fought that much. He just did one Grand Slam tournament since the Olympic Games. Looked quite good, not exceptional. So he's come here having not fought that much since the Olympic Games in a year and a bit. And I think there's quite a few actual fighters here. Just that little bit. Somebody mentioned being ring rusty, and I think just a little tiny bit. Just a little bit of timing, a little bit off the rules, or a little bit off the interpretation of the rules. And I think that happened to Kalmuzayev here. But credit to Erzenzak, who is in the final. The German took him out in the semi-final, but it went into golden score. But this should be a great one, and I think we're going to see a throw here as well.
I'd suggest that he doesn't grip up fair style with Otkan Batar.
Well, we could see it, because Kalmuzayev, especially his brother, actually, he doesn't mind the odd pick-up or two. But this man here as well, Kalmuzayev, has some good traditional uchimata techniques. He's got some beautiful judo. So has Otkan Batar. Are they going to open up? I think that's always the question. Hoping that it's not just going to be a grip fight, and that it's going to be an open fight, and that they're going to go for it.
There's a hush in the venue now that Choknai has departed, and now the crowd beginning to settle down and focus on this bronze medal contest, the second, before we come to the final. And it's Otkan Batar and Kalmuzayev. They both collect penalties for non-combativity.
Yeah, get together, let's get the show on the road. And I mean, that's basically the story. Now he's got the sleeve there, Kalmuzayev, and Otkan Batar doesn't like that at all. Look at that.
He's bailed.
Yeah, absolutely. Bailed. Brilliant. Love that one. That's exactly how it is. Gets a penalty for it. 2 penalties now to Otkan Batar. They've hardly started.
So much time left on the clock. It must have passed through your mind that if you give up this penalty with so much time on the clock, there's no room for error.
Absolutely right there. And now he's got to go for it. He's been dominated grip-wise here. He's got to really throw caution to the wind here, and he does. Look at that, Uranagi.
Otkan Batar should try a Malali. Just get close.
Let's just get it all over and finish. strong gripping. Always expect strong kumakata here because that's what sets up our techniques.
That was neat.
Well, he gets a wazari. Look at that. Beautiful Kouchigari there. So now he's back in the game.
That is a perfect illustration of the ring rusty that Neil was talking about. No way you're going to catch Karl Muzayev on the back foot like that when he's just standing there. He should have moved out of that position once that exchange had changed, got back solid on his feet. He's got one foot in the air.
Well, you know what it reminds me of? And just looking at his legs, have a look at the way Kalamazov getting into position, and it's almost like, and it happens to older judoka, like me, for example, all right, when I'm doing randa, and I want my legs to do it, and they don't do it. And that's how it seems here. He wants to do it, but now Batar just starting to pick him off. That was a close one, mind. Oh, he does the same. Kouchi from him.
And Muzayev on the board now. Wazari the piece with a little over 1:20 left to go.
Extreme right against left. Looking for the sleeve all the time. Now Kalamazov has got it. Oh, he's done the same. Ooh, that was close.
Yeah, he senses that one, doesn't he? And he's able to turn onto his front. Otkan Batar. He was also in the process of attempting his own technique the first time round and got caught. This time, no chance to get off it.
No, well, that's it. As long as it's controlled, the one that initiates the technique is the one that scores. Good match. 2 scores up there for Kalamazov. Now Otkan Batar has to throw caution, and he does. Reverse Sianagi. And he can feel this drifting away from him. 12 seconds left. Kalamazov, just quick look at the clock. Uchimata this time, Kalamazov.
He'll burn another Judo here.
Well, he was, wasn't he? That's what he was looking for. Quite happy with that.
He salvages something from his visit to the World Championships. He came here as the Olympic champion. He didn't want to go away with anything other than the gold medal. That having gone out of the equation, he had to take this bronze medal.
Yep, and I said that it is the hardest one sometimes. Getting third place doesn't really... It does mean something, but what I mean by that is it's not what you're after. It's not what you're used to. So a good fight, and Kalamazov, a little bit of a shock at the beginning there. Otkan Batar went ahead with the Kouchi. Kalamazov pulled it back, then gets another score on the board. The Olympic champion gets the bronze medal here at the World Championships.
We'll have some highlights for you, and then we'll be back with the final.
Well, he doesn't look too perturbed. Like I say, he'd been out for a long time. On the way back, Russia will be happy with a medal, of course. So much depth in the under 81 kilos category as well. Just probably 4 or 5 could have fought in this World Championships with a reasonable chance. They had 2 entries in here. This is the first Kouchi there. Otkan Batar just takes him out. Lovely skipping action for the Kouchi. And this is the one from Kalamazov, and he takes him down, equals it all up. He says, well, you can do it, I can do it as well. Beautiful. and he just evens it all up. Great performance and a great bronze medal match. So this is the second score. Have a look at the landing. Arm first. Where was it? Was it side? We're going to have people writing in, you know that, don't you? Kalamazov wins the bronze medal. One more fight to go in this under 81 kilos category.
And that fight is Alexander Witzacek of Germany. He's up against Matteo Marconcini of Italy. It'll be Witzacek in the white judogi, Marconcini in blue. 124 against 61.
Well, what can you say about that? You know, I mean, to 26 years of age, Witzacek, and you know, when you have a look at Marconcini there, 61 in the world, 124, like you say, Witzacek. But Witzacek, I have to say, has always looked to me to be a really good fighter, and he's taken out quite a few really good scalps. Of course, in the World Championships, it's not just taking out the odd one scalp, but doing it one fight after another. He has already beaten Krasnyai of Hungary. He was the winner over the other Chinese fighter, Rin Batu. And then, of course, he was the winner over Kubetsov of Russia, the number one in the world, number one world ranked. This is a very different final. I don't know which way this is going to go. It should be very interesting. There's going to be a new world champion at the end of this fight. Witzacek is in white. Marconcini of Italy is in blue. Can't afford too many of those. The German, he will get away with one. Yoko Tominagi. Yoko Toshi there from Marconcini. Got a young team, Richard Troutman, hasn't he? The German team, change of guard. There's just one, actually, one of the older fighters that's going to be fighting. Peters in the under 100 kilograms. Olympic bronze medalist from London. But other than that, it's a young team.
Dimitri Peters, yeah, still around.
Yeah, he is. And actually, yeah, it's funny, isn't it? I was surprised, actually, when I saw his name in there. But, yeah, huge. And in there, trying to get another medal. This, personally, has a chance of becoming world champion. So is Marconcini. Taitoshi attempt there from Marconcini, and Witzacek tries the Sumigaeshi. Now the Newaza, he's got good Newaza as well. And of course, certain set situations, but you need certain openings, don't you? He's got a Shimiwaza that he does down there, Witzacek. Is he going to get a score for that? Took him backwards. Not sure where he landed. No score given. Sianagi, and that was close. Almost a second stab. Really good control of that arm there. Marconcini holding on here. This could be a Shimiwaza. Now, has he got it? Has he got it? He might just have it here. And he can't get out.
Yes,
he's submitted.
He's had to tap out.
Marconcini had to submit. And Witzacek of Germany is the new world champion. That was absolutely amazing stuff. You couldn't have written that down, could you? world ranked 124 coming into this, and he's going to go away. And I'm telling you now, it's one of the toughest categories for depth of fighters when you think there are probably 20 to 30 that could stand on that rostrum at the end of the day. Versenczak has won the gold medal for Germany.
And it's written all over his face. I can't believe it. I didn't say that, he did.
Yeah. Well, he can't believe it. He looks up at the ceiling there and wow, you know, a gold medal for Germany. And look at that. Very, very polite with it. He understands what the situation is. Great disappointment for the Italian. Marcancini, though, gets a silver medal at the World Championships. And look at that, the Germans celebrate.
What a thing. Not since Florian Vanna, Ole Bischoff in the same weight category.
Well, it's all 81
Crazy.
kilos. It seems that every surprise is in the middleweights. Because I think I remember a certain one in my day.
I wasn't going to go further back.
No,
Neil.
don't go any further back because
I just wanted to stop there.
no, it's a bit of a thorn in my side as well. That they seem to have something about the middleweight category. The Germans are celebrating here. That was amazing.
That they get right once or twice. They only need to get it right once or twice. And Florian Vanna didn't come back with anything. With the greatest of respect to him. Okay, Ole, you know, he was a little bit different. He did hit the bells a couple of times. But, you know, Frank Vinegar, again, he only got there the one time. After that,
Well,
what was there?
The thing is this young man here, it was an amazing performance. He's been working his way through. And this man here as well has had an incredible performance here. Marcancini has been plugging away, done some nice techniques. And actually, he just made a mistake here. But it was always going to be on the ground because Versenczak has, that one move. And I said earlier, didn't I, you just need that one opening. And unfortunately for Marcancini, he gave him that opening. He still had the jacket. Look at that. He's hunting for it there. Whips it round the neck. Then he climbs on top. He gets the leverage. He's not going to get out of that. And he knows he's not going to get out of that. The hips get thrust forwards. And Versenczak gets the submission. He's the new world champion. Germany have a world champion at under 81 kilograms. And it's amazing, isn't it, how a day can change the whole pattern of a world championships.
France, gold medal. Germany, gold medal. And we were saying, not looking for the Japanese, they didn't even send one at 63.
No, and we heard that in the under 81 kilograms, the current world champion, of course, he got injured, didn't he? Injured his knee.
Nagase Takanori.
Agase, yes. Agase injured his knee earlier on. Still fought on. Lost a bit controversially, but anyway, they're not in the medals here. And Versenczak of Germany wins a European medal at these World Championships.
We come to the awarding ceremony for the women in the under 63 kilo category now. Bronze medals go first of all to Baldorj Munchunkimeg of Mongolia, and to Agata Ozdaba of Poland. Silver medal goes to Tina Trsteniak of Slovenia. Still happy and smiling. A few waves, why not? The gold medal goes to Clarisse Agbegnenu of France.
Well, she managed to reverse it, didn't she? But and we've said it before, Tina Trsteniak. What a great champion she is. Just took it, nice smile as well, and she just accepted. Agbegnenu on this day is the world champion, and she got the better of her today. Two surprises. Well, one surprise I think there, and I hope she doesn't mind me saying it, but Ogdaba of Poland there with the performance of a lifetime. It really was. Ildoj of Mongolia. Well, she wins yet another medal for the Mongolian team.
And now the national anthem of France. Wow. Great champion. She looked like she was going to do it all day. She really did. She looked the most focused. She looked to me as if she wanted it more than anybody on that rostrum at the moment. The thing that I will remember about the difference between Tyrsteniak and Agbegninu was that from the start of the day, everybody was gunning for Tyrsteniak. Every time she went on the mat, they were all at her because she's the current world Olympic champion. The difference with Agbegninu is she gunned down everyone else.
Yeah, she really did. She looked hungry. She looked as if she wanted it more than anybody. And these two ladies here as well, how pleased were they with their bronze medal performances? You have to applaud them.
We've got some highlights to bring you, and then as soon as we finish with the highlights, we'll be back with the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 81 kilo category. Stay with us, and we'll bring you that immediately after these highlights. Well, I hope you enjoyed those highlights. We've got the awarding ceremony for the men in the under 81 kilo category coming up now. The bronze medals go first of all to Hassan Kalmuzev of Russia, and then to Saeed Molai of Iran. The silver medal goes to Matteo Marconcini of Italy. The gold medal goes to Alexander Witzerjak of Germany.
The corresponding mascot will be presented by President of the Olympic Committee of Hungary and Olympic medalist in Brazil.
Well, so after 4 days then of fierce competition, Japan still in the lead here in Budapest with 5 gold medals. But the rest of the world, I can tell you, chasing hard. Some brilliant performances today. Wurzenczak of Germany wins gold in the under 81 kilograms category. And of course, Agbegnanu wins her second world title in the under 63 kilograms, overcoming Tina Tristaniak in the final. We, as always, have had a blast here in the Pat Laszlo Stadium. Look forward to some more great judo action tomorrow. From Sheldon and I, it's goodbye for now.
Thank you very much. Dankeschön. Thank you with VIP and Judoka.
We are
So, dear spectators, this is the end of the fourth day of 2017 Suzuki World Judo Championship.